Week, it's JB John Stutter with you doing the commentary. Russ Vernon is otherwise engaged at a family event, so at the last minute I've taken over the commentary on his behalf, and what an atmosphere we're going to have here at Old Trafford tonight. And well, both teams, Manchester United, have stuttered a bit in recent weeks. Tottenham had a bit of a skip on. They won 2 out of 2 so far, Spurs, and still have that 100% record. There's a terrific atmosphere around Old Trafford tonight, and I think this will be an absolute thriller minute. And I can't wait to get started here on the commentary box tonight, just to bring you up to speed with the two teams. We're practically 2 minutes away from kick-off here at Old Trafford. So let's look at the United lineups. De Gea in goal, then it's Valencia, Smalling, Jones and Shaw at the back. Herrera, Matic, Fred, Pogba and Lingard, with Lukaku up front. On the bench, Lindelof, Sanchez, Rashford, Lee Grant, the former Burnley goalkeeper, amongst the substitutes there. Ashley Young, Marian Verlemen and McTominay. And a late change, no Eric Morales, so Luke Amos takes his place on the bench. So the Spurs lineup is as follows. It's Lloris in goal, then it's Trent and Rose, Dyer, Dembele, Lucas Moura, Eriksen and Ali, and Kane the furthest forward up top. And on the bench, Davison Sanchez, Harry Winks, Michel Vorm, Llorente, Aurier, Davis and Amos, who's replaced who's actually replaced Lamella on the bench. Great atmosphere inside Old Trafford. 75,000. Lloris good enough to start tonight. Should be an absolute bringing the match live. Excuse me, I've just got a bit of a sneeze going on at the moment. It's been a long day today, so I do apologise for the sneezing, but we're all set to go. We've brought you the two lineups, and Nemanja Matic, in fact, is making his 50th appearance for Manchester United. And Michael Arninen. Just to remind everyone who was hoping to hear Burnley today or yesterday, unfortunately, because it was such an appalling performance, I did exploit the recorded commentary a bit last night, and I felt in the best interest to everyone not to put it on today. Now, as Russ Vernon, he's at an event today, and he would have done the commentary, but he will be back on Wednesday for the start of the League Cup again. And our coverage begins with in the second round this time round, as it always is usually. But there's an atmosphere around Old Trafford. Mourinho and Pochettino sharing a hug or two before kick-off here this evening, which is quite good sportsman. This is quite very, very sportsmanlike, I have to tell you. But as I say, any comments tonight? The comment section is open for business again. And please, we keep having to say this every other match we do now. You need to get in the habit of hashtagging JB Live or Russ Live or Chris Whiteman Live, CW Live. It's important that you do that, because then, you know, we want to be very, very 21st century now on this YouTube channel. So I think hashtagging is the way forward in life these days. And on this channel, no exception. So we're all set to almost of the weekend. We brought you Brighton against Liverpool at Anfield the other night, and that was a tense, gripping match in its own way. Tonight, I'm sure we'll be able to no exception variety as we prepare in just a second or two to get the game underway. Manchester United will be in the red shirt, Spurs in the white, so they'll both be wearing their traditional colours for this important match this afternoon. We are waiting to start. I'm just waiting to get the action on screen, but we brought you the two lineups. Amos replacing the stricken Lamella, who I think was injured in the warm-up, and Amos had travelled with the party. I know he wasn't initially in that He wasn't initially in the squad. we're having one or two technical troubles. As soon as we get the technical gremlins out of the way, we will be able to bring you the commentary live for you. We are really sorry about that. What's your prediction of going 3-2 Spurs? I think it will be a classic game. Hopefully we won't miss any goals. Otherwise the whole exercise will be for nothing in the end. But we're having one or two gremlins again, and hopefully we'll get those gremlins sorted out for you very, very shortly, and we can get underway with the actual commentary of the match. It's the big match, one of the biggest matches of the weekend, or I say weekend. When Sky took over the Premier League contract back in 1992, they said weekends were extended. They weren't joking either. But we're all set, I think, now to go. I think. We should have been playing a few moments. We've been playing 2 minutes, incidentally, so you haven't missed anything. It's 0-0 here, and we are back now live with the first half. Well, we should be live in a second or two. We've played about 2 to 3 minutes, I think, of the first half. I don't think much has happened in that particular time. But as soon as we get the moving pictures, we'll be able to give you the commentary. And we have moving pictures, and we're now live. Now Sky Go has finally kicked in, and well, it was kicking in for a second or two. Now we're having one or two problems here, and we've got technical difficulties here. Sky Go, oh my goodness, what a mess of a service. Now we do have moving pictures, and just to remind everybody, here's Show on the Ball for United. We are back, we are underway. We're about 2 minutes 43, but you haven't missed anything at all, and the ball was cleared away, and now the pictures have stopped moving. For some, again, this is just ridiculous. I know it's a big game, but the Sky Go should be working better than this. I shouldn't have to do commentaries, and we're having problems with Sky Go at the moment, and that's a frustration. You know, you pay Sky a lot of money to bring the match live to you, and then they go and do you over just like that. It's just well, nothing's really happened. At least we got somebody describing it for me. It should be me describing it to you. Unfortunately, we've hit technical difficulties here, and it's a frustration really. And I like to bring my schoolboy enthusiasm to the game here, and unfortunately we haven't been able to show anything or bring anything commentary to you as yet. But we've been going now. Well, as soon as we got moving pictures again, I can then bring you the commentary in full. But unfortunately, Sky Go is performing badly. Now we did have moving pictures. It's just not bound to be the night for us, I don't think. Technical difficulties. We may have to, if we don't get any technical difficulties sorted out in the next 5 minutes or so, we might have to pull out the broadcast here. Thank you, with all the blame going on to Sky Go, and we have to do this as a delayed another day. I had hoped to bring this one to you live. It's a total frustration when you're not being allowed to by the people that are supposed to be providing your internet and live streams, and they can't even do the job properly. I pay good money for this Sky Go, and unfortunately it's not doing as I want it to do. And I want to say, people that have tuned in here will be thinking, what's this Wally talking about? At the moment I'm talking with nothing but a blank screen at the moment, because at the moment people aren't tuning in. But I'm afraid it's been a real tough start to the night for us in terms of live game, and we might have to pull out at this rate if we can't get Sky Go back up and running again. I do apologise, and I shouldn't have to spend every 5 minutes saying all these things. Hopefully we missed 7 minutes of this match, and that's because of Sky Go's incompetence, I'm afraid. But hopefully the incompetence will not be shown up, and we can get some moving pictures, and then we can start describing this match to you that can't get to a television set in wherever you are in the world. Please, it might well be the shortest JB Live in history at this moment in time if we can't, if we can't get Sky Go working, because at the moment, I don't know why I pay these Cowboys good money, I really don't. You spend a fortune and trying to get Sky Go, and then when they do this to you, it's just unbelievable. And there will be a phone call coming in to the office, and oh dear, it's just not. I'm just not happy the way this has gone tonight. I really am. I had high hopes for this game, and I know we haven't missed a goal yet, but the point is, we've missed 8 minutes worth of action. Injury to Jones for United when Mora went in with a high foot and kicked him. So there has been a booking since kick-off. I do apologise. We just haven't been able to bring you anything at all. And I'm absolutely annoyed about this. And it may well be the case where we'll have to pull out of this, quite honestly. When you've got high hopes for something, and then it all goes badly wrong. I mean, I can't apologise enough for this. But it's a letdown, and I've waited all night to do this, and yeah, I know, guys. It's just nothing I can do, unfortunately. We may well have to pull the coverage at this moment in time because of Sky. And it is a frustration for me and for everybody else who has tuned in for this. And if we could get the game going again, we could have a guaranteed audience. But we thought we're not, and I'm not lying to anyone here. Sky Go has been an absolute farce tonight, and I just want to thank Sky for this absolute farcical situation we've now found ourselves in. It has been a total shambles. It has been a total shambles from Sky, and I just want to apologise to anybody who's listening, who was hoping to listen to the game. Unfortunately, we haven't got the moving pictures to go with the commentary. Potentially, I can't see moving pictures. I can't see anything else. It's pathetic. I'm having absolute problems here. I don't know what Periscope is. I've never tried Periscope. I've never been on Periscope. Somebody's going to have to. I'm absolutely fuming about the Sky's lack of vitality, if you like. Enough's enough. I mean, it's infuriating at the best of times. Well, I think we are back. Well, there's no score anyway. We haven't missed a goal. That's the important bit. So let's hope. Let's hope we can get some moving pictures. It is a frustration because I want to do it. I want to do it with Sky Go. I do pay the good money to get Sky Go in, and it's a very, very frustrating. It's a frustrating day when this doesn't happen. We've lost 11 minutes worth of game time. We've missed a booking, but crucially we haven't missed a goal yet. So if we can get the moving pictures moving and around this time, then we've got a chance. But I don't think we're going to have much of a chance, I'm afraid. We may well have to pull out of this, I'm afraid, folks. And that is an absolute shame. Because I have spent since 4:45 prepping like mad for this match, and I mean, I've prepped the two teams very religiously. I've prepped everything to the last detail, and I'm afraid it has not done the things that you want this to do, and I'm absolutely upset, flabbergasted and disappointed. And I put a lot of hard work into the prep work for this game, and for Sky to do this to me, there will be some strong words going into their offices tomorrow morning, I'm sure. But if there's nothing happening in the next couple of minutes, I'm afraid it's game over, guys. And there's not a lot I can do about that. Also, the problem we also have is we'll try Periscope, but I doubt very much that Periscope could we can get a game on. If we can get this game on, if we can get moving pictures on Periscope, that would be sensational. But let's have a look, see what we've. Maybe I need to sign up to Periscope actually. So we're going to try Periscope as a very last resort now to get you to get the rest of this commentary for you now. If we can do that, then we can get the game up. Oh well, it's frustrating. I am doing my best here to get everybody up and running here. We might actually have it. Yeah, we've got it now. I think we've found it. It's not. We might have to do it full. Unfortunately, they've got it. Unfortunately, they've stopped moving the pictures here. Oh, they've got the pictures moving here. As Pogba goes round the keeper, and he's just put it wide. In fact, so wide it went. 0-0 here at the moment, but we are back live with you now. Valencia to take the throw. We are live now. It doesn't matter. We're back live. Here we are, Valencia. We've missed 15 minutes of it, but Pogba's come close for United. We've got moving pictures at long last here. Thank you to John Doe for the suggestion. I can now bring you the rest of this commentary. Oh my goodness. So here. There's Mauricio Pochettino. His side have performed admirably so far. They had a difficult time of it at Newcastle. Remember, they didn't strengthen in the window. This is Ericsson to Ali. Ali turning away. Looked like a foul there. The referee not interested whatsoever. And the ball now flashed away. And Pogba, or rather Lukaku, putting the shot wide as the ball went through. There was the opportunity. Spurs getting themselves in a bit of a tangle here. Pass back there, and Lukaku round the keeper, and he missed it by very, not by much, I can tell you. Pogba going past the goalkeeper. It was Lukaku. My apologies. And wide it went to Mourinho's disbelief. And it remains goalless here with just over a quarter of an hour gone here. And we will endeavour to bring you the rest of the team news here. Yeah, just whistle past the far post. You're quite right, but we do have. I'm sure we'll be okay now. We just to see some moving pictures and actually do a meaningful commentary. That's good enough for me. Danny Rose is the man who gave the ball away. And we'll remind you the two teams in case any of you guys have joined us late in the day. Because we've had over 16 minutes. and we're now starting to bring commentary to you, which has been quite a long-winded process. But we're now back on live and Kevin's Periscope, and that is played out towards the near side. This is Valencia taking the ball up on the right hand side, gets the cross in, charged away by Dele Alli, and out for a throw in line with the Tottenham penalty area. And it's going to be Valencia to take it. United is the cry as the ball comes towards Herrera touches the ball back, and now the ball will be knocked back towards David De Gea, who kicks long 3/4 of the way up the field, but that's going to run out of play for a throw into Tottenham Hotspur, about 20 yards inside their own half. Kieran Trippier, who in fact scored a fantastic free kick, you may remember, at Wembley last week in that win over Fulham. I'm sure he scored better free kicks than that in the past in his day. We certainly did when playing for England. But we'll remind you of the two lineups in just a second or two. 0-0. We'll remind you of the two teams in just a moment or two. As Manchester United come charging forward once again. This is Lingard with a nice blonde hairstyle on top of him. Now a chance now, two waiting in the second. Lukaku shoots just to the left of the penalty area and into the arms of the keeper. Good running again by Luke Shaw here, over the top. Good ball from Jesse Lingard, over the top it went. Jones had one in the middle, in fact, to aim at, and it was Lukaku. And now Herrera's been booked. I can't understand why he's been booked. Something must have happened off the ball. It might have been an incident there. Herrera was tangling there with I think it was Danny Rose. Sorry, it was Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura. So a booking for Herrera. Just to remind you that Jones, Smalling, Matic and Lingard are brought into the United side, and Rose and Dembele replaced Davis and Davison Sanchez. This is an opportunity now for Fred in towards Shaw again on the far side, into Pogba, deep inside the Tottenham half. Valencia out on the right. Valencia tries to shoot, and in the end catches it all wrong with his right foot, and out to play for a goal kick to Tottenham Hotspur. 20 minutes almost gone in our in our live commentary, which has been delayed for some 15 minutes by technical difficulties. But we've got some matches on now. We've got the match on now, and we've got the moving pictures here at Old Trafford. We are live, just to remind everybody here. But we'll remind you also of the two teams that are taking part, the two sets of 11, and just in case you missed them earlier on at the start. And here is Valencia in possession on halfway line to Manchester United. Finds Pogba pirouettes, lovely close control there. Finds Luke Shaw, who's had a tremendous start to the season, and he goes down. It's a free kick to Manchester United with just nearly 21 minutes of the first half gone. Referee, incidentally, is Craig Pawson. United is the cry from 70,000 Manchester United supporters. Then Mourinho and Pochettino actually share a smile or two there. So Luke Shaw to take the free kick on the left hand side for Manchester United. Coming up towards the halfway mark of the first half. Mercifully, we haven't missed a goal yet this season on the JB Claret YouTube channel, as Shaw plays that ball in towards the penalty area, flicked on and away by Tottenham. As Dele Alli comes charging forward, looks for Harry Kane. He's only scored 1 in 8 against Manchester United in the past. Now was at White Hart Lane in the last game ever to be played at the old White Hart Lane. Ericsson now gets the crossing. Kane again was lurking in the middle. Ericsson crossing in from the far side as I look. And in fact a free kick's been given midway inside the United half. A foul there by Eric Dyer on Jesse Lingard. Two young colleagues battling with each other. Free kick to Manchester United. Well, Arsenal got their first win. Yesterday Chelsea battled well to beat Newcastle. Watford's perfect start continued with a great victory over Crystal Palace yesterday, and well, less said about Burnley's nightmare at Fulham, the better. Lost 4-2 and could have arguably been 6-2 to Fulham at the end of the game, the way Mitrovic and Schürrle were performing. Meanwhile, back in this game, we've got a tangle here involving... It's Valencia who's down there holding, I think his left knee here, or his right knee. Well, it's more of his right knee. Down by the touchline. It's Harry Kane involved. Oh, I tell you what, Kane has wiped him out there a little bit. Gets the ball, and I think it's the follow through. And the referee's going to pull out a yellow card here. I think purely and simply what saved him then, and what may have helped in Kane's favour is that the fact that he won the ball but he followed through, and that may have been the reason why he's been saved a lot of agony there of a yellow card. But the Stretford end getting all pent up and bang up for this one. One of the big heavyweight games. United's previous home game this season was covered here on this channel. A 2-1 success, rather narrowly, over Leicester City. But they look as if they're playing with a lot more freedom tonight, Mourinho's men. And Mourinho doesn't look at a negative side that we saw in the first game or at Brighton last week. United playing with a little bit more get up and go tonight, and that's good to see. You expect that from a Manchester United team. David De Gea with not much to do at the moment, and played a nice ball forward. Now Matic takes possession inside his own half, but he's lost it. And now he could pinch it in for Spurs, and now inside the area. Oh, he took too long, and he had Kane to his left as well. And if he'd have just kept his head up there, Dele Alli, he would have found Kane, and Manchester United would have been in front, would have been behind rather. Well, that's one of the pitfalls of trying to play out from the back. Matic caught in possession, and all he had to do there was play it to Harry Kane, or even shoot himself. But he allowed Smalling to get back and snap back at him, and in the end Smalling got back and denied him. But Tottenham there with a real opportunity there to go in front at Old Trafford, and Dele Alli lost his head there. 25 gone at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. And we'll be in EFL Cup commentary tonight, on Wednesday night. Hopefully we'll have the Europa League second leg between Olympiacos and Burnley for you as well at Turf Moor. And then the Saturday match will return in earnest on Saturday evening. The Spurs take the throw again, and Manchester United come away with the ball. 0-0 is the score at Old Trafford. Monday night game live here from the Theatre of Dreams. Valencia forward towards Pogba in the centre. Now Matic picks it up inside the centre circle. Now Shaw on the far side. Shaw into Matic. Matic now 25 from goal. Out to the far side now. Plenty of opportunity to get the crossing. Free header again from Lukaku. And he needs to be more firmer with these headers, I feel, that Romelu Lukaku. Lovely football again. Good approach play from Manchester United. This is the sort of United we're used to seeing for many years under Sir Alex Ferguson. But, well, that wasn't an accomplished finish with a header by Lukaku. He's caught his header all wrong in the end. United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0 is the scoreline at Old Trafford. The Monday game live here, and what a game it did shape out to be. Our commentary so far, we've done one. You know, just the one goal. Liverpool 1, Brighton 0 from Anfield on Saturday. There was plenty of drama in that one, and plenty of drama in this one too. As the long ball goes forward, looking for Kane on the left-hand side, and then the ball ushered back by Smalling to De Gea. It kicks long. Lukaku the meat in the sandwich. And even then, Mourinho then catches the ball. Gives it to Danny Rose. Rose throws it and he finds Vertonghen, who in turn now finds Alderweireld. Now Trippier on the far side. Wants to go back again. And back to the Tottenham penalty area where Lloris is waiting. Been the busier, arguably, of the two goalkeepers that have had to make saves thus far in this football match, which is standing at 0-0 after almost 28 minutes of play at Old Trafford. The final league game of the weekend, and it's been remarkably a good watch when we've had the pictures. And Ethan and Benny are back now saying hello, and we've got one or two problems here again, but we're now back live, and Tottenham have got a free kick foul conceded by Luke Shaw. A free kick's been taken quickly, however. And there's a chance here now for Spurs to come forward. Harry Kane's in the centre. Oh, it might be a penalty here. Oh, he's not going to give it, Pawson. It looked a penalty from where I was sitting on Lucas Moura. I have to say, he ran, cutting from the right hand side, and ran furiously towards the penalty area, and it looked as if he was taken out. Meanwhile, at the other end, we got Jesse Lingard, and good defending there by Alderweireld to get that one away for Tottenham. But the ball headed back to De Gea. But should Spurs have had a penalty? Well, we need to look at an action replay to find out whether that was a penalty or not. But it looked a penalty from where I was sitting. That could be a controversial moment here. This is Fred now. Up against it there. Good bend on the shot. And with his right foot just shoots wide. And this game really opening up now. Fred's this time the culprit this time. Good running by the Brazilian. Had a lot to take on here. Got his left foot shot and just bends wide of the far post of Lloris, but to 10 yards away. And I feel that was a penalty. In my book, that's a penalty to Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know what you guys made of it listening at home. You got moving pictures to accompany the commentary, and absolutely anonymous. And he was a big Manchester United fan. Nice to have you with us. As you know, JB, I'll hold my hands up, and to be fair, I have to admit that was a penalty. Well, I have no doubts here. Moura running at Jones, and Jones knows he's trying to shake him off, and Jones just polishes him off for me. Michael reckons it's a penalty as well. Well, that's Craig Pawson was no more than 5 yards from play, and he had a good view of that in my book. And I think we're going about FIFA approved referees. Craig Pawson made have his FIFA membership in doubt there, because that looked a clear-cut decision from where I was sitting. I mean, I've got the benefit of 23 cameras to look at the game from. And well, it looked to all intents and purposes to be a Tottenham Hotspur penalty, but the referee, well, we'll never know, because referees never do interviews like the olden days. And this is why I would love to. This is why I'd love to get people's views on this, or get the referees' views of it. But they don't talk to the media these days. The referees, I think they ought to. I've always maintained this idea: if managers and players have to talk to the media, then after football games, after Premier League games, and I think the referees should as well, especially for television. I think, well, that's again, I think VAR would have given it if it had been a World Cup game. Tottenham, not that they are a country, but it's say if it was an England game and it was England on the wrong end of that decision, I'm sure they would have reviewed it. And but sure they would have got a penalty. This is Shaw now for Manchester United on the left hand side, deep inside the Tottenham half. Manchester United attacking the goal to our right, remember, in this first half. We've had 32 and a quarter minutes of the first half. Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Finally we've got the Monday game going again now. Commentary, now, it took a little while to get going thanks to technical issues, but now we are flowing away with the commentary. As De Gea kicks along with his right foot. Over the halfway line it goes. Up towards the flick on there again. A chance for Lingard. Well, Pogba tried to lay Lingard and he couldn't reach it there. Danny Rose on the cover for Spurs. But only as far as Valencia. Valencia now running at pace. But again, ran into Rhodes. Good tackle this time. Matic takes over. Just to the right of the D. 25 yards from goal. Over to the far side. Shaw, who's had a decent match so far in my opinion. Out to Pogba on the edge and a good save. Hit it well, and now it comes to Valencia, and the shot comes in and it deflects wide. It was a Herrera right in there. Poor Pogba with a superb right foot rasper. He must have been more than 25 yards out when he struck this, and he hit it first time, and it was a terrific hit, and his French colleague made a great save, and then Herrera went in. It hit Trippier and went behind for a corner. And Manchester United now starting to ask one or two questions. But real talking points here. Should Spurs have had a penalty? Did look a penalty for where I was sitting anyway. The corner comes into the other near post and Spurs somehow get it clear. Wow. We have real talking points here. It's another corner to Manchester United. 34 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. We have had it all here. Fred to take it. From the near side, the right hand side as we look. Fred with the corner, right footed, and it's pushed away by Lloris, and then Shaw trying to knock that back in again. But cleared away by Tottenham. And Jones is the furthest man back. Gets it back to his goalkeeper De Gea. And De Gea's going to go straight to the other end where Lloris rather nonchalantly nods it away, and he finds Trippier now for Tottenham. Now Dyer has it. Back to Trippier. Trippier gets it long. Well, this first half has ebbed and flowed like you wouldn't believe here at Old Trafford. It really isn't, but yet, remarkably, we're still... And at the moment, it's 0-0. The Monday game live. We'll be back. Next commentary will be League Cup action on Wednesday night with myself in the presenter's chair, bring you all the scores from the Wednesday night ties as they go in, plus Russ Vernon will be commentating on an outstanding tie from the second round. And then on Thursday, hopefully we'll be able to bring you live coverage of Burnley's second leg against Olympiacos live. And of course then we'll be back to league action at the weekend. Meanwhile, Eric Dyer having a few words to say to his teammates here at the moment. Michael says, I'm an Arsenal fan and I would have definitely given that. And well, that just shows how good it's been. And our Spurs have had no attempts on goal, 8 for United, 2 of them have been on target. So Spurs really haven't created too much in the way of clear-cut opportunities. On balance of play, you would say United should be in front, but stats don't win matches, goals win matches. And at the moment, Spurs hanging on in there, could have had a penalty. My first initial thought, it was a penalty. The replay that I've seen, and I'm sure some of you listening to my commentary and well, I've been watching the games at home, well, I've said just that as well. The ball will should back now to Lloris rather, and Lloris gets that one forward. Little flick on there but towards Kane. Kane keeps it in on the near side, runs at Pogba, but then it took 2 United players to usher him out, Valencia and Pogba. Throw taken by Spurs. This really has been a game that has ebbed and flowed. United have had more of it and have had the better chances, but yet Still find themselves, and Luke Shaw in again on that far side. He's really had a game to remember so far, Luke Shaw. In my opinion, so far he's been the player of the match. Lingard now on the right hand side. Looked like he was fouled there, but the referee says play on. And a long ball forward up towards Harry Kane. And Lingard is absolutely furious. He thinks he should have a free kick there. I think it did look a free kick, I have to say, from where I was sitting. I think Porter's made one or two simple mistakes here tonight as the referee. I know it's a big match for him, but he needs to get these decisions absolutely spot on here. And I felt Jesse Lingard should have had a free kick. Here's Valencia hutching that back again to David De Gea. He's not had, as I said, a meaningful save to make so far in this game so far. 37 3/4 minutes of the first half played. Here's Valencia now. Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. The Monday game live. And here's Lukaku, right hand side, up against Trippier, and it's off the defender and behind for it's Alderweireld, sorry, and behind for a throw-in. And I have to say, absolutely anonymous, he's actually been quite a change. We saw them in the first match at Old Trafford 2 weeks ago against Leicester, and they looked a shadow of their old selves, and it didn't look a team that was positive enough, and still won the game. Yet tonight, even though they're drawing this match 0-0, it's been anything but it's been a terrific performance from United. They've looked more proactive. They didn't look at all well at Brighton, although they lost 3-2 and tried to come back in the end, but then it was far too late. But not many teams are going to go to Brighton, I don't think, and get a positive result. So United won't be the only team to miss out there. As Alderweireld gets that ball over the halfway line. Michael replies, it's so good to see Luke Shaw back playing after such a big injury, and he's looked one of United's best players. I have to say I was impressed with him on opening night against Leicester City. He was really cohesive in the way he played the game, and really good football as that. Spurs come forward now into the side of the area, and it's Lucas Moura, and the shot back in, and the first real save that De Gea's had to make there to deny Christian Eriksen on his left foot, edge of the D when he struck it. Good chip in there. Lucas did well. Thought he might have had the header then, but he controlled it, knocked it back, and in the end, Eriksen's left-footed shot was a good effort, but meat and drink to a goalkeeper of De Gea's international class. So we come up towards the final 5 minutes of what's been a very good first half, in truth. We've been covering it properly since the 15th minute, although we have been on air since 5 to 8. Technical grumblings have stopped us a little bit. Thank you, Sky Go, for that. But at one point we were going to pull out the live match, but thanks to Swan's idea of putting the game onto Periscope, we've managed to get the commentary up and running. So thank you to the person that suggested Periscope. 0-0 here, 40 minutes gone. Valencia has a throw in line on the right hand side with the penalty area of Tottenham. This is Pogba now from that throwing. Gets the ball into the penalty area. Little touch there, and it comes away to Lucas Moura now. Lucas Moura, pace to burn this lad. He's only got Harry Kane to his left. I know Dele Alli wants the ball played towards the left, and he's inquiring to Moura, why didn't you do it? He's got his arms out, furious. And the ball's been given away again. Tottenham have shown glimpses of what they can do, but it's Manchester United, if you look at the statistics, very much on top here in this first half. They look at team transport from when we last saw them against Leicester. We didn't cover their humiliation at Brighton, because we were covering the other match. We were covering another match that day, and that was at Turf Moor when Burnley was sounded beating. And I've got a question to ask you guys about Burnley here, and it's a worry for me personally because I'm a Burnley fan. Are Burnley being too soft? Do you think the European football was a hindrance for us, or do you think that more squad depth should have been employed to try and cope with this European tour thing? Let me know in the comment section with the hashtag JBLive. Should Burnley have strengthened more in the summer? Because at the moment, what I saw at Fulham yesterday, it was an absolute disgrace. And unfortunately, we've lost once again we've run into difficulties once again, but we'll try and get. Well, I honestly think there's. Honestly think we've. I honestly think Manchester United at the moment have had problems here as that ball played in. We're now into the last couple of minutes of the first half. As we're coming up towards the end here, a little ball in there, and it was with David De Gea in the David De Gea in the end. Spurs having a little chance there towards the end. We're inside the last 90 seconds of the first half here, live on the JB Claret YouTube channel. We'll take a 10-minute break and then come back with hopefully full live second half coverage of this game. And what a match it's going to be in the second half. Spurs have been penalised 10 yards from halfway. Pochettino sharing a smile with the fourth official there, which looks like Jonathan Moss. And a little bit I would have strengthened, but if I was Dutch, but it's different for a team like Burnley than Arsenal, because we could have easily fielded with 11 full internationals. Yeah, I know that, but should we have strengthened by another 2 to 3 players? I mean, we only got 3 in the window, which was not what we wanted really. And we've got all this money that we've won. We've won £130 million over the last nearly £300 million in prize money and TV revenue in the last. Surely £100 million would not have broken the bank, and it would have got us the quality players we needed. But there are problems at Turf Moor, and I do think it comes from the chairman down. But I'll come off for a second, because Spurs were on the attack there. We are playing 1 at a minute, incidentally, at the end of the first half, and it's Manchester United on the break here with Lukaku. And Lingard was the furthest man forward, and the ball ushered back to Hugo Lloris. Lloris kicks away. We are inside that 1 minute now, 30 seconds inside that minute. And here comes Pogba now for Manchester United, who have looked really well tonight. They've looked very solid, and they've looked very threatening going forward. I've been very impressed with the likes of Pogba and the movement of Luke Shaw, which I think has been a real feature of United's best play. Alderweireld getting that one forward. We've got about 15 seconds just under the first half remaining. And the ball back now to De Gea. Surely that must be the last play of the first half here at Old Trafford. And the ball back again to De Gea. We've played the 1 minute. De Gea gets the ball away with his right foot. And the referee, Craig Pawson, brings the first half to a close. And, well, what a first half it has been. Just Spurs have had a penalty for a foul on Harry Kane. It did look a penalty from where I was sitting. As well. It's 0-0 here, and we'll be back with the second half shortly. But United have had the best chances as well. Lukaku's hit wide when he went round Hugo Lloris, and that's been the story, I'm afraid, of the first half. It all depends on who's available to play. Well, there were good players out there, and I feel that we haven't done enough. I don't think the recruitment guys have done enough, for me anyway, to get the players in that we needed, and I'm so annoyed that is the case at the moment. But at the moment it's 0-0 at half time. United certainly having the best of it towards the end of that first half, and we're going to take a very quick. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and then return with full match commentary of the second half in 10 to 15 minutes time. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in 10 minutes time with the scoreline at Old Trafford: Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Welcome back to Old Trafford, where the scoreline stands at 0-0 at the break. The team's about to come out onto the field again. Just been Spurs re-enter the field. Jose Mourinho looks a quite sprightly, happy-go-lucky sort of character. He had a big grin on his face as he came out of the tunnel at Old Trafford. Lucas Moura had a decent first half. Lukaku squandered the best chance you may recall in the first half. It's all down to the second half. I think Luke Shaw's had a terrific game. Phil Jones a very lucky man in a lot of respects, because it did look a penalty at first glance, and the replay certainly proved that so that was the case. So we're all set to go then at Old Trafford for the second half on the Monday game live. It's Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Tottenham in white shirts attacking the goal to our right, and Manchester United in the red shirts and dark shorts and red stockings attacking that famous old Stretford end to the left. And away we go then. The second half is up and running. No changes from either side as we get on with the games at the start of the game. Here's Kieran Trippier with an early opportunity. Finds Vertonghen in field, and that looks a foul there, but the referee says no to that one. Foul there potentially on Dele Alli. Here's Lukaku inside the centre circle, finds Fred plays it out to the left hand side, and Shaw for me has been the player of the first half, and he's running at the defenders and he's past Trippier as if he didn't exist. Shaw does well, cuts back on himself, good ball back across now, a chance here for Pogba, 25 yards out, Pogba shoots and just wide of that left-hand post, and almost a perfect start for Manchester United. At the start of the second half, the right-footed shot just wide of the left-hand upright, and Paul Pogba, who came mighty close in the first half with a similar long-range attempt, which was repelled by Hugo Lloris, almost hitting the target there, and that would have been a magnificent start for Manchester United at the start of this second half. Just to remind you the teams, it's Manchester United with De Gea in goal, and it's Herrera, Smalling and Jones, so it's a three-man back four, three-man at the back. Valencia, Pogba, Matic, Fred and Shaw, the midfield five. Lingard and Lukaku up front. Here's Dele Alli now for Tottenham. And Ali now towards the penalty area, out to the far side, chance here across the face, and the goalkeeper missed it, and it almost came away. And unfortunately, whilst all that was going on, they were rolling through the teams, rolling through the Tottenham side, and we didn't get a chance to repeat them, but it's the same as before. As we see that opportunity there, good crossing from the far side. It was Harry Kane, in fact, on the left-hand side. Crossing it in, and David De Gea just gets a glove on it. Gets it away from Dele Alli and Lucas Moura, and danger, basically. I'll try and go for the Tottenham side if I can. Lloris in goal, then it's a back four, but Trippier for Tongan. Alderweireld and Rose, I believe. Lucas Moura and Derek Dyer in the midfield, I know for sure. And, of course, Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen, and then up top it is Lucas Moura, in fact, who's furthest forward, and of course Harry Kane. As we just look at the opportunity there for Jesse Lingard earlier on. So we've had nearly 3 minutes of the second half, and it's 0-0. Still a very good first half, and yes, I did respond. I hope the answers I gave you on Facebook were satisfactory, Mike. We are looking to expand voices on this YouTube season, was 40, so we're hoping to double or triple that during the course of the season with all the competitions. Obviously, I'm working now again, 4 voices, myself as lead commentator, then Chris, then Russ, and then Mike. Hopefully helping out in the com box. And it also frees me to do a bit of presenting as well. And at the moment it's 0-0 here, and it's John Stuttard here on commentary at Old Trafford, as United now go in search of that opening goal, but at the moment it's 0-0. Vertonghen gets the ball out to the fast. Alderweireld finds Trippier. Trippier finds Eriksen down the right hand side. Good football loose from Spurs. Poor ball back, and a chance in the area for Dele Alli on his right foot, and he scuffs that shot just wide of the right-hand post. Lovely football this from Spurs. This is a Tottenham style of play that we've come to expect over the last few years. Ali just cups it in the ground. In fact, it comes off Smalling. That should be a corner for Spurs. And it is a corner. I didn't quite see whether that deflected or not. I initially thought he scuffed it, but it's Trippier with the corner. He does take good corners, Trippier. Good header, one, and in! A goal for Tottenham! Harry Kane! He's only scored twice, and that's his second goal in 9 games against Manchester United. And he scores his second goal in August, and Manchester United are in trouble. It's Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1, albeit against the run of the play. But what a corner this was from Kieran Trippier. Fantastic. And Kane up against Phil Jones. Jones was easily out-jumped. Kane got the header in and got the purchase to nod it into the far right-hand corner of the net. And it's Tottenham, who don't win that much here on Old Trafford, but they might be on for a rare victory here at Old Trafford. 1-0 they lead. And maybe in their minds justice has been done because of the penalty they should have got in the first half. But then it's tough on Manchester United because they have played the better football and have been great in possession. And in fact, that's his first goal in 5 games against Manchester United. And goals in August for him. Oh, wait a minute. Lukaku across the face. Lloris getting a block on. And Spurs were all over the place then. He shot into the left of the goal and almost got the equalising goal. It's 1-0 to Spurs, but my goodness, they were wide open then in defence. Well, that could have been problems there. Lukaku's right foot shot. And what a glorious save by Hugo Lloris. And this is why he's won the World Cup in the summer with France. That is amazing goalkeeping. Here's Dele Alli picking it up in the centre circle, gets the ball back a second time. Trippier now takes over, plays it into Eriksen, or rather to Lucas Moura rather, and gets the ball back to Alderweireld. And what a ball that is! Eriksen is onside, down the right, and Kane making a dash in the middle. It could be 2 for Spurs, it is 2! Lucas Moura inside the penalty area with his right. And United are in trouble. The Spurs fans, all 2,500 of them, are going crazy. Mourinho is furious on the touchline. And Lucas Moura has made it 2 for Spurs. And he left Eriksen 3 on the right-hand side. A real smashes it in with his right foot. Into the net it goes. And Spurs are 2 up. Into the left corner. Tottenham are 2 up at Old Trafford. And who would have thought this? Wow. Expect the unexpected. It's going to be 3 wins possibly out of a possible 3 for Spurs here. 2 goals in as many games. He got 1 against Fulham last week. And now he's got 1 at Old Trafford. Well, he'll look back on that first 2 goals of this season with great fondness. 1 at Wembley and 1 at Old Trafford. Can't be bad, can it? Now here comes Fred. And United have put up a brilliant fight in the first half and outplayed Spurs for so many key periods, and now have got to come from behind and from 2 goals down. Herrera shoots, blocked. And, well, United could have equalised 1 minute later, and then all of a sudden Lucas Moura swept it in for 2-0 with his right foot. It's kicked off big style here at Old Trafford. United have to chase it now. Spurs have got a big cushion now. 2-0. And here's Ali, and they're playing with real confidence here. Through the centre he goes, out to Moura on the far side. Tries to get it back to Ali. Ali nearly gets the lucky shape there off Smalling. Well, there's going to be more questions asked of Jose Mourinho. There's no doubt about that. 2 quick-fire goals in as many minutes. We've played 54 minutes and it's zoomed by, but 2 goals in as many minutes. And that has really set the game alight. And then the ball's given away. I'll come back to absolutely anonymous' comment in a second because Spurs have possession and now they don't. And it's out of play, I think, on the far side. And out for Spurs throwing in their own half. Right, we can get on to that. All these comments. Didn't expect that. Michael says, didn't expect that. What a last few minutes of football. Spurs score down one end. Score 1 down one end. United almost equalised. and Spurs double the lead. What a game! Unbelievable. Alexis Sanchez is on for Herrera. That's the change that Mourinho has made. That's the reaction to going 2-0 down. Unbelievable, JB says, absolutely enormous. And he's a United fan, by the way. Fantastic display by Spurs, not good enough by United, and pathetic defending for the second goal. I think we can all concur with that. And Mourinho clearly not happy. Clearly not happy with something. Maybe there's going to be more questions asked of his future at Manchester United. The Knights were out after the Brighton result last week. Well, 1 win out of 3, and 2 of them being defeats. Possibly, but there's still time for Tottenham to throw this lead away potentially, or United to come back from the dead. But at the moment it's Spurs causing the trouble here. Kane has been fouled by Pogba. Free kick to Tottenham. Silly challenge there by Pogba. I know he's a World Cup winner, and there was some nonsense talked about by Pogba's agent that about Paul Scholes, put your medals away, he's won a World Cup. Well, he won it with France, he didn't win it with Manchester United. Remember, Scholes won over 11 league titles and as many FA Cups with Manchester United. I think he's got a right to have a goal there. As the ball comes into the penalty area for Tottenham, it's out away. But I think Pogba's agent must be on cloud Pluto, as I said on social media last week, because quite frankly, he may have won a World Cup winners medal, but he didn't win it with Manchester United. That's the important thing, and he's never won a Premier League title. Scholes has won about 10 or 11 of them. And there's many FA Cups, and he's won 3 Champions Leagues. Oh, he's won 2 Champions Leagues, sorry. Won it in 99 and 2008. So I think Scholes is more than qualified to have more medals than Pogba, and I think he was more a better complete player than Pogba was, certainly in league football terms. You can't really compare the two at international level, really. But Pogba needs to get his head out of his cloud and start playing and start showing his £89 million worth. Here's a chance now for United. Sanchez on the edge of the area. Sanchez into the area. He's got a good record, actually, in his Arsenal days against Spurs. A little ball back in towards the penalty area. Scored in some great goals for the, if I remember rightly, from the North London derby many times. So United have got a good weapon on there, and they're going to have to use another weapon here, because it's going to be Lindelof for Jones. I think Jones is carrying a knock, I think, because he must be limping off here. So Alex Ferguson, well, if he was here to witness this, I think he'd be in that changing room now, giving one of his hairdryer treatments. And in all the midst of all this mayhem, Valencia's also been booked. It's all been chaotic this first 12 minutes of the second half. It has to be said. Manchester United trail 2-0. 2 quick-fire Tottenham goals are proving a real difference here, a real cohesion here, and they've come. And they may have come against the run of the play in terms of the way it's gone, but having said all that, United have not turned up at any stage of the party. They've just been outfought, out attacked, and outpointed, if you were going to use a boxing phrase for it, because they just haven't. I'm just calming down because we've had a super start to this second half, and now we're having 1 or 2 gremlin problems again. That's all we need. But hopefully we'll get the patches back for you, and we also have Periscope in reserve just in case that doesn't happen. I think we might have to go back to that, I think. And but I have to tell you that 2 goals in as many minutes, it has absolutely been unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable from Manchester United's point of view. I cannot believe they are 2-0 down in this game. They were absolutely superb first 45 minutes and should have gone in at least a couple of goals ahead. Although Spurs may well argue that they should have had a penalty, and they would have argued that. So in their opinion, in their minds, that justice will surely have been done in that respect, because Tottenham should have had a penalty but didn't, and in the end they got the 2 goals that have mattered so far this evening. And that has been the way it has been at Old Trafford, I'm afraid. And Manchester United have reacted by bringing on 2 substitutions, and it really has been an awful and sad night if you're a Manchester United supporter. It really has. And it's not the Manchester United that we know. And if Alex Ferguson is... well, if Alex Ferguson's even trying to watch at the moment, he would absolutely be... he'll be sat at home now. He'll be sitting at home and absolutely stunned, really, to be quite honest with you, because we're at 2-0 in a game really that Spurs, let's face it, have been the far better team. They've been far the better team. Burnley about to make a fair change on, and it's still 2-0. You haven't missed anything there since we last on. So the big afro haired Fellaini looks a bit like Screech. If you're old enough to remember Saved by the Bell, he reminds me a bit of Screech, the character in Saved by the Bell, Mr. Belding and all that lot. Right, and he's a big 6'7" sort of player, formerly of Everton and Anderlecht. This is Sanchez now for Manchester United, knocking it over towards Lukaku. Chance inside the area. Lingard hits it into the Stretford end. He wants a handball. Not going to get it. Lukaku's appealing, but Lingard there should have scored. It should be 2-1. Oh, the ball back in there, and he on his right foot. Lingard should score. But a corner's been given, I think. Here's Sanchez with the corner into the penalty area. Fisted away by Lloris. Only as far as Shaw, who's had a good game despite his team not doing much else. De Gea now back at the other end. I only remember him Saved by the Bell, Mike. I have to say, I can't remember him anything else. But he reminds me a bit of Screech. And Belleni winning that little battle now. Fred, left of the D, pull back. Won't find Pogba, but Pogba will keep it in. We did find him, but not in the area there the ball was expecting him to be. But the ball deflects, and it's behind for a corner to Manchester United, attacking the Stretford end, don't forget. But they're 2-0 down. Goals from Harry Kane, and a goal from Lucas Moura. 2 goals in 2 minutes. I've shifted the game into Tottenham's favour here. They're on course for 3 wins out of 3. The corner comes in. Sanchez looked like a handball there when he took it down. The referee playing on. A little chip in there. Fellaini's in the penalty area. Big, all 6'6" of him. The ball up towards the far side of the penalty area. Spurs, though, with several numbers back here. And, well, yeah, great signings, yeah. Well, we'll be bringing that match live next week. So that might be an interesting watch. As Fellaini now goes forward. Fellaini's crossing from the far side. And Manchester United here, looking down the barrel here. The only consolation I can give to you from a Manchester United viewpoint, at least you'll have more days to prepare than Burnley will. The good news is the second leg of the Olympiacos games are at Turf Moor and not in Greece, which didn't help matters yesterday, but we were appallingly bad. But here comes Pogba now. Pogba now towards the edge of the area. Went down there. The referee had a good look at that, and I think he's going to give the free kick. Indeed he is. It was a clear foul there on Paul Pogba. Don't put the muckers on it, Mike. It might end 0-0 on Sunday. Just to remind everybody, kick off for that game 4 o'clock. Right, anyway, back with the game, and it's 2-0 to Tottenham. United don't have a free kick on the right hand side of the penalty area, far outside as we look. Remember, they're attacking the Stretford end in the second half, and they've made all 3 changes. Fred is going to take the free kick. Craig Pawson will be very relieved now that Spurs have scored 2 in his own mind, because he should have given Spurs a spot kick at 0-0, but it hasn't cost the team yet from North London at the moment. 63, nearly 64 minutes gone of this contest. We're now hitting the 64th minute of the game. Fred with the free kick. Big moment in the game now. United need this to go in. Fred delivers it into the penalty area. It's side netting towards the back post. It was Lindelof. Got the header in and it hit the side netting on the far left-hand side. And behind at the far left-hand post and behind for a goal kick. And a little respite for Spurs, who are 2 goals clear. Fellaini has possession now, 5-10 yards inside his own half. Drifts out to the right. The ball playing in towards the Spurs penalty area. But then hooked back by Trippier. Quite coolly there. And back to Luis. And back to Trippier again on the top left right. Trippier will go again for the second ball. And gets the ball halfway forward up towards Lucas Moura, who looks in supreme form. So too does Harry Kane. Well, you wait many years for a goal in August, and 2 have come along in the space of two games, like London Butters for Harry Kane in August. And it's that ball. Oh, that's dangerously short. And Harry could drop it. Oh, and the goalkeeper recovers. Oh, that should have been 3-0. Lindelof there. What a pathetic back pass. And the goalkeeper has bailed him out big time. And if United, by some miracle, come back and at least draw the game, Lindelof owes David De Gea a pint of lager afterwards, because this was just sheer brainlessness there. He sold his keeper down the river. The only thing is, De Gea put him off, took Dele Alli that little bit too wide, and they had to Pelleret, and in the end, the goalkeeper recovered. Well, Lindelof's had a dreadful game, and he's only been on the pitch about 5 minutes. Here's the corner now for Spurs, looking for that third one, and they almost got it at the far post. It was Harry Kane. Oh my goodness. Spurs should be out of sight here. Kane with a free header, and he knows if that goes in, it's game over. 24 minutes left of this match. That goes in from Harry Kane at the right-hand post. The far right-hand post, that's game over. 3-0 it would have been. And it still remains 2. United still have half a chance, but they need to stop playing the brainless stuff here. Mourinho must be tearing his hair out in wonderment how they can play so well in the first half, but then put out a completely different performance in the second. It's as if they can't string 2 performances alike in either half. Really is concerning for Jose Mourinho. His career at Old Trafford on the verge of being extinct. He's not won a league title with Manchester United either. Nobody, in fact, who's taken over Manchester United since Sir Alex Ferguson has left, whether it's been David Moyes, Louis van Gaal or Jose Mourinho, have won the league. And that must be a concern to everybody in sundry that goes to Old Trafford week in, week out. But how much... But if they hadn't have brought in Ed Woodward, would it have been the same sort of success? I felt for David Moyes because he didn't have the chance. It had to be a transitional period, and to rip up his contract 1 year into a 5-year deal was ridiculous in the extreme. Van Gaal's football on display wasn't pretty. Mourinho's won, I think, 2 or 3 trophies at Old Trafford, but not the big one, and not the European Cup that he's won with 2 different clubs. He's won it with Porto, and he's won it with Inter Milan. Sanchez was fouled in the midst of all that. Reminds me of Arsenal and Chelsea last weekend, creating chances going forward, but the defence cost us in the game. Yes, Arsenal should have won that game 5-3, but they won 3-1 on Saturday, which will please Unai Emery. I have to say, I think he'll be given time a good fit for the football club. And obviously, if they can get the team out of Wenger's bad habits, then no doubt at all. Here's Sanchez now, left-hand side. United needs something now. Sanchez shoots and it deflects, and it's I think it's gone for a goal kick, in fact. Shaping up for a goal kick. I thought it deflected here. So let's have a look. Just looking at it closely on the replay. I thought it come off Trippier last. It obviously didn't. Goal kick to Tottenham, sorry. Let's look at the attempt stats. 16 attempts to Manchester United, 7 to Tottenham. Now on target will be interesting. 3 to United on target, but 4 for Spurs. They've upped their game tenfold in the second half, and out of the 4 on target, they've got 2 goals. And we're coming up towards we've been past the midway part of the second half. We're coming up towards the last 20 minutes now of this contest. My goodness, if this was a cup tie, we'd be talking about this for many, many years as a classic, and this has been a classic. This is a chance now for Sanchez, edge of the area. He's going to have to do it all alone against Spurs defenders, and I thought he might have had the shot, but he tried to chip. There was support coming in there, but the support was probably a little bit slow to react. This is Lukaku on the right-hand side, looking for Pogba. Pogba now turns. Now finds Short. Short chips it into the mix. Header away once again. Spurs come away with it with Dele, who's had an inspired game in midfield. Has really played well. The whistle's gone. Fouled by Lucas on Pogba. Worried about Spurs. They haven't signed anyone, but they're still unsure why they're going to be the main challenges. Maybe there is the new stadium issue as well to take into account. They have, well, I think that's a little bit of a soft free kick. I think more than anything, I think Pogba's looking for that. He's dug his foot in, hoping to get contact, and he's bought the referee there, Paul Pogba. I don't like that trait in a football player. I really don't. And I wish people, I go on about it, but it's just absolutely ridiculous in the extreme. When are we going to see footballers actually just do something about it? Because I just find it very, very hard to stomach a lot of the time, in a lot of ways. But at the moment we're looking at a 2-0 scoreline to Tottenham. A lead that they've really merited on balance of play, and it's been they've been too much of a handful really, Tottenham for Manchester United in the terms of the way they've played, and I have to say it's been they've been professional in the way they've gone about it tonight. So Spurs, their 2 goals have been superbly taken. You cannot knock them for that. They've been absolutely superb. They've been first-rate in attack. They really have, and they've absolutely outfought and outdone Manchester United in every single department. You cannot give them too much credit. You can't give them enough credit, because they've been absolutely amazing. As an away side, they've been absolute first-rate, and I think that's an absolute superb result. This for Spurs really is. No goal for Dele Alli, so we're not going to see that old celebration anymore. What we can do is, but what we have seen tonight has been the ruthlessness of Spurs attack that have just absolutely wiped the floor here. And they've been absolutely superb, and it has been, as I said, the perfect away performance. And it's got to be said, we've had a marvellous match. We've seen a marvellous match here tonight. It really has been superb in the extreme. It really has. It's been an enjoyable one. It's been absolutely stunning. It's been a stunning performance really all round. But for Manchester United, there has to be massive questions asked of Jose Mourinho. Is the recruitment working? Is the recruitment not working? Questions really do need to be asked of Mr. Mourinho right now, because I'm afraid at the moment he's looking like a dead man walking, I'm afraid. And it has been really, really awful to watch from Manchester United's point of view. It really has, and it kills me to say it really, because it's, they are a very good side. They've got a great reputation, but is Mourinho out of his depth? Are the players not playing for him? there has to be some explanation as to why Manchester United are really struggling now in at the moment, because their team look all over the place, and it must be said that with all due respect, that the game, you have to say Spurs have been much the better team in a lot of ways tonight. It really has been men against boys, it has to be said. We've lost the pitches once again. It could easily have been a different game if it had gone to 1-1. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose you've got a point there. But we haven't got I'm afraid we haven't got moving pitches once again. That's another huge frustration here. We are trying to get the game live again, but once again we've run into technical difficulties once again. Sky again. Oh my goodness, they're going to get a right volley for us, and it's actually been a good game as well. It's been a privilege attempting to bring it to you live, but it's been without its troubles tonight, I tell you. And Sky will get a real verbal volley for this. I pay good money for them to stream my stuff, and they can't even do that properly, and they are not great. They are not great, and I pay them over the odds a lot of the time, but it's not been an over the odds performance from Spurs by any rate. They've been good value for what they've got, and they deserve everything they're getting at the moment. And one has got to say, with all due respect, it has been a superb performance from Tottenham Hotspur. They thoroughly merit their 2-0 lead. We're now going into the latter stages of the game, I'm told. 77th minute now, I think we're into here. And it has been, and it's Manchester United now could well be in the bottom half of the table if that is the case. We are hoping to get back, as I said, the game. And as soon as we get back the moving pitches, we will begin the commentary, but reconvene with the commentary. But it has been a dreadful night. It's been an absolute dreadful night for Manchester United Football Club. As regards this result and how damaging this could be for them in terms of going forward in reminds me of Arsenal a few years ago when certain players weren't behind Wenger. Well, we may well end up having to debate this unless we can get moving pitches for commentary here, because at the moment we haven't been able to bring anything in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Again, shockingly bad from a company really that I pay good money for me to get these live streams in. Sky Go is like my lifeline. The sooner Sky We are back with you. I am sorry about that. We lost sound there for a second. But, yeah, it's been quite annoying tonight. But it's been a great performance from Spurs. 2-0. And it could be... And they deserve it, really, on balance. Danny Rose is going to be replaced by Ben Davies, I'm being told. So we are going to see a substitution there, and we are back live now, and we are just in time to see that substitution actually with just less than 10 minutes to go, and it's going to be Ben Davies to come on, and it looks like Harry Winks is about to come on too. At long last we have and a volley from just the edge of the area from Alexis Sanchez over the top and behind for a goal kick. Well, we've battled on gamely. We may have just got a good game out of it, but hopefully we'll never have these gremlins too much during the season. We're now into the 13th match live here, and Danny Rose is not going to carry on. Jesse Lingard, I'm not sure if he's showing concern or he just wants to get the substitution on quickly here. But he looks in quite serious trouble here. Jesse Lingard would do well to stay out of it, quite honestly. Looks like Harry Kane is taking on fluids. It is still August, believe it or not. There's still quite a chill in the air though. It's bitterly cold weather over in Manchester. As we say, we have a break in play and the substitution about to be made. So it's going to be Tom Davies. Sorry, not Ben Davies, not Tom Davies. Tom Davies obviously plays for Everton. Looks like Dembele as well. He's on, I think, as well. There's the substitution. Danny Rose about to come off. We've played 81 minutes, but Ben Davies about to come on. Get a taste of the big time here. And a rare win at Tottenham. A rare win at Manchester United for Tottenham, I should say. As Lloris now takes the goal kick finally. All the way forward again. Flick on again by Lucas Moura, who's had a superb match. Well, we're going to have we got about 9 minutes to vote with the JB man in the match, and well, it's been a farcical game, but I would like you to select your man in the match. Don't forget hashtag JBMRTM. Here's Ericsson forward. Ericsson shoots from about 30 yards out with his right foot, and he hit it with such venom, but he hit it too far away from goal and behind for the goal kick. So United here looking down the barrel of a second successive defeat. Remember, they lost against Brighton last week, and here they are now on the verge of losing again. It has been a night to forget, really, for Manchester United, and it offered so much. Lucas Moura is Michael's man in the match. Thank you, Mike. Everyone else, you've got another 7 or 8 minutes to get your votes in, as Jesse Lingard wins a throw in here for Manchester United. It's been an amazing afternoon here, amazing evening, I should say. We've had I really have enjoyed bringing this one to you live here on the JB Cart YouTube channel when we've had the opportunity to, when we had the opportunity to use moving pictures, but we are back now. What a performance it has been today, as we're going in towards the final stages of the match. Dele Alli winning the possession really well. He's had a decent game tonight, but the referee's blown. And well, Lucas Moura, he's had a fantastic game. I really have, and I think he's going to be a shoo-in for the man of the match. Sanchez chips the ball in, and again, good defending there from Ben Davies. And look at the ball now dropping to Harry Kane. Kane has got Moura forward, and it's Moura now 1 against 1. He's against the defender Smalling, and he's beaten him. It's Lucas Moura. It's 3-0 with his right foot into the corner. It's game, set and match. Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3, Moura with 2, Spurs with 3. Game, set and match. Mourinho takes a swig of drink, looks absolutely furious, and Old Trafford, I see now, is starting to empty. The Stretford end significantly emptying by the bucket load. As we see the goal again, Kane to Morak, takes on Smalling, absolutely does him here. 1-on-1 with the hair, and bang, into the far corner of the net. Left hand corner of the net, 3-0. And there it is, game, set and match at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Tottenham 3. And Tottenham will now move to 9 points out of possible 9. 3 in his last 2. Spurs have won. We've done it with 5 minutes to spare. Their second half performance has just been brilliant. And what now? Pressure on Ed Woodward. Pressure on Jose Mourinho. Pressure on the Glaziers. They can't... I'm sure there's a representative for the Glazier family there. I wonder what Sir Alex Ferguson will be making it now, recovering at home. Their prayer's been offered. I don't think they're going to be answered today, I'm afraid. 3 games, 1 win, 2 defeats. It's not a nice thing to see. Manchester United, a team very much expensively assembled, but a team that is just full of complete and utter disarray. Coming up towards 4 minutes left of the match. We'll be with you until about 5 to 10 this evening. It has been unbelievable. Russ has joined me. Kieran Trippier is the man in the match. So we've got 1 vote for Mora, 1 vote for Trippier. You've got 4 minutes and anyone else to come up with an alternative, a suggestion, or vote for one of those 2 as man in the match. So we've one each. Remember, League Cup action on Wednesday with Russ in the commentary box. An outstanding tie for one of the second round games in the competition. And I'll be in the presenter's chair chucking you through the goals as they go in as well. As Fred now feeds Lingard. Lingard over to the far side. We've got practically 3.5 minutes to go. Header 1 inside the area and it's wide. Well wide. Fred, I think, with the header. Just inside the penalty area. And wide of the target. No trouble for Hugo Lloris, whose save at 1-0 was also crucial to setting up that Spurs win. Harry Kane got the first one. Then the save by Lloris a moment later. Then a second quick-fire goal for Spurs. Put away. And here we go. It's going to be a win here for Spurs. 3-0 they lead. And here comes Christian Eriksen getting the ball forward. He's giving it away once more. And here's a chance now for Shaw, who hasn't let anyone down. Here's Lingard trying an audacious and ambitious shot from about 30 yards. But straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. It's been an amazing evening here. There's a Manchester United player injured, so Lloris sportingly puts the ball out of play. Shaw is giving everything. I don't think you can criticise Luke Shaw's commitment to the cause. It's just a shame half his teammates haven't shown the same commitment really over the course of the game. Well, 2 minutes left. Harry Winks is about to make his bow now. Have a little run out and enjoy the moment. Harry Kane is going to come off. So one Harry goes off, another goes on. And it's as you were, really. But it was his goal that got the goal. Rush starting there. Beautiful looping header into the net to make it 1-0. Then the Lloris save, and then 2 goals from Lucas Moura has sealed the deal for Spurs. And well, there's going to be a lot more questions asked. Remember, Mourinho's press conference lasted about 280 seconds on Friday. I wonder, which was probably the world record for a very short pre-match press conference. I wonder how short and sweet the press conferences are going to be after the match. Well, we won't be able to hang around and find out, but we'll be going off there soon after the final whistle goes, because I need to have a lie down and get some rest. As Delaney tries to turn on the edge of the area, referee gives a free kick, And Urier is the man who's committed that foul. A number of the substitutes. He won't do one this week. Well, I'm not sure about that. 5 added minutes, I'm being told. Russ Vernon reckons it's going to be 5 added. I reckon they should just give it the lowest possible denominator and just put Manchester United out their misery, quite honestly. But they do have a free kick here, left of centre. Sanchez with the right foot, maybe. Fred with the left. It's 25 yards of goal anyway. It's going to be Sanchez with the right foot. Easy for Lloris. Takes it down. And no problem at all. Got the accuracy to get it over the wall, but just didn't have the power in the end to get it up and over the wall. We're into time added on. And Russ is right. There is 5 added minutes, and I'm going to have the casting vote here for man of the match. As much as I'd like to give it to Trips, I'm going to give it to Lucas Moura, basically on the 2 goals he's got tonight. I have to say, Russ, it's not been without incident. We've had problems with the screens. Sky Go has absolutely failed me tonight. We've been having to watch the game on a monitor via Periscope. It's been by people covering up, putting the game on Periscope. We've had to watch it on 4 or 5 separate streams. It's been a very eventful night here on this YouTube channel, but we're still banging along. We didn't even get the first 15 minutes of commentary in because again we are having technical difficulties. Thanks to a great mind amongst our contributors. I'd like to say thank you to John, who earlier suggested that we go on Periscope and follow the match on Periscope, as there were moving pictures on that, and that was a great call. But we're now into stoppage time now at the end of the game. Well, let's hope we don't have too many of these hitches throughout the season. That's all I can say. And thank you. Well, professionalism is, well, I try and be professional and I try and be as good as I can. You know, sometimes you've got to think on your feet in broadcasting. Here's Luke Shaw now, as we now go deep into that stoppage time. We're into the second minute of 5. We've played a minute and a half, incidentally, off the 5 now, and it's there's nobody really. Everyone's leaving Old Trafford now at the drop of a hat, and it's been a terrible, terrible night here at Old Trafford. It's been a disaster. Manchester City dropped points, but they will be crying because United have dropped another 3 here. And well, the ball back with the goalkeeper. They're beaten 3 times, and Lucas Moura is going to be the television man of the match as well. So he's got a double man of the match award. JB's man of the match, Marwa man of the match, although he won't get an award from us. But of course, that would be superb. So you're the guy that runs the station, right? Well, it's a shame you don't. It's a shame you haven't got the funds to actually budget for local radio, because I would be interested in commentating for your local radio locally. But here comes the Spurs attack once again. 3-0, and really this has been a real walk in the park in the second half. Although Manchester United made it so easy, so difficult for them in the first half, but it's been nothing but easy. Here's Eriksen now, just decides to go to the corners. We've got 2 of the 5 minutes left to play, and it's game, set and match. And this has been a remarkable performance from start to finish. Manchester United, a well beaten side in the end, and the ball spread over to the far side, but that's going to go out of play. And we're now, it's all about playing out the time that remains here now with Old Trafford. And I have to say, it's really sad to see a club like Manchester United being run in this way. The Glaziers, Ed Woodward, Jose Mourinho, they really have to get together here and come with a solution that's going to be for good, not just for the 3 of them, but for the good of the football club going forward, because this cannot happen to a club like Manchester United. It really can't. They are the biggest team in England, one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's a global brand. They have over 600 million. They have millions and millions of fans around the world, and it's really is a disappointment that a team like Manchester United are going to be in the bottom half of the table after 3 matches. I know it's early to say, and look at that. What a nice touch from two great friends. And Mourinho and Pochettino, knowing that the game is already up, shaking hands about 30 seconds early. As we're now inside the last 30 seconds of time added on. They do have a free kick, United, but it's a well-beaten Manchester United now. There's no way they're going to get 3 back in 30 seconds as that ball comes in and headed away again. We're inside the last 15 seconds here, but it's a great win for Spurs. It's very rare they win at Old Trafford these days. They've had a few great home results, whether it's been at White Hart Lane or at Wembley when they won 2-0 last season. But at Old Trafford they've always seemed to struggle. Until tonight, and they've won the game. There goes the full-time result, and boos. Mourinho walks off disconsolate, but all you can hear in the background are cheers from Tottenham fans. Mourinho's team were good value, should have been in front after 45. But then Spurs from the restart took over and absolutely outboxed them. And poor old Luke Shaw there, being consoled by Mourinho. And Shaw didn't let anybody in red down tonight. He had a marvellous game despite being on the losing side. If there's anyone from Manchester United that didn't deserve to lose tonight, it was Luke Shaw. He had a magnificent match. But Harry Kane, the hero, Lucas Moura, the hero, and our man in the match have put Spurs joint top. They're on 9 points out of a possible 9. They join the likes of Chelsea, consoling every one of his players. And claps off a basically 3/4 empty Stretford End. What must the Manchester United fans be thinking of this right now? But it's all about the cheers you can hear from Spurs fans. They are absolutely cock-a-hoop. They don't come to Old Trafford that much and win. So to win here tonight is a rare event indeed. Mourinho clapping the United fans, but there are some of them that look disgruntled and unhappy. And that has not to be ignored. There's a shirt being thrown in his direction. I don't know whether that was done in... It was a scarf that was being thrown at him. I don't know whether that was done as at a nice touch or